Oh, ladies and gentlemen, what do we have here? A 9-ship field with a division of clan, the Junos. But what's this? Podvoisky Juno. 4 Junos in a 9-horse and a 9-ship field? 4 Junos? How'd that happen? World of Warships is supposed to only allot 3.
Battle starts.
They're only supposed to allot 3, and yet there's 4. Am I mistaken? Cannonball, William Bly, Shrimp Ball, and Badger Ball in a 9-ship field. Well, let's analyze my strategy. There's only 2 cruisers in the game, and it is a symmetrical field, lo and behold, with a single clan compromising about 50% of the enemy team in a 9-ship field. But I elect, being the strategic player I am, because there is a cruiser on the east flank, I determined that I have to be on the west flank to fight the DDs and submarines there. So even though it's a bit of a traverse, and it does unbalance the field a little bit depending upon what this battleship does, I have to go west. But what does the Juno mean anyway? Does that mean just united, not offending? Just united, not offending squad? Cannon, Shrimp, Badger, and William Bly. I think that's the captain of the Mutiny, or the Bounty. He was the captain of the Bounty, and his crew mutinied against him. This is an educational film for World of Warships. In regard to your revision of the matchmaker, when the field is shorted due to low population on the server, you can't allow these clans to come in because they begin to compromise 50% of the field. They can compromise 50% of the field or more, and that is unfair to the player base, to the general player base. You certainly have to prohibit the sync drop based upon the clan identification, which is certainly programmable. This guy that sync dropped in with them shouldn't have been able to do this. Now, when I confronted him on it, he denied he did it. But others from the clan, I consulted all 4 of them. One said, yeah, we did it. We're going to continue to do it. And the truth is, I think I will refer that chat to Wargaming so they can see the admission. But I can't prove it for you. But they can have record of the chat. So I see William Bly over there. You know, I don't want to comment upon, I don't want to stat shame, but the fact of the matter is there's some low-skill clans that are coming in to try to build their win rate and playing silly games like this. Now, unfortunately for William Bly, because he is the sync drop, he didn't get to spawn in with the rest of his clan. He spawned in alone, and he was unfortunate that in my strategy, he was going to be singled out by me. He might have been able to survive the Matheson. He might have been able to get cover or torp him. That wasn't a very good volley, but I determined I was going to kill as many Junos as possible. So he's dead.
We've sunk an enemy destroyer.
So that looked like battleship rounds. Is there a battleship hiding? He's hiding behind islands, trying to play lob. Now, when this game is over, I'm going to link you to a new tool, ship tool that was produced by Drunk Sailor, and it's going to show how lopsided the match was. But we're overcoming it.
Torpedoes astern.
because the clan is actually a crap clan, but they still should not drop sync in like this, especially with the population on the server so low. World of Warships is really having a tough time, and World of Warships, I'm making this video to try to illustrate to you why you have a problem. You have a problem due to shenanigans, clan shenanigans, and you've got to mitigate against that. And we're not saying clans shouldn't be able to come in and do vision, but that's got to be relative to the size of the field. And drop syncing with the same clan uniform, this Juno clan, that can't be allowed to happen with your matchmaker. And we don't want to hear it's too difficult to fix and that it's not broken. Clearly, with this game, with 4 clan in uniform in a 9-ship field, the matchmaker was broken. Now, they're not going to prevail, mainly because they're not an outstanding team. And like I said, I don't want to stat shame, but we'll take a look. I did contact the commander, and I told the commander it was unethical to come in as in sync drop and bring more than 3 in. That 3, especially with the server population hurting. But I'm telling you, that's precisely why they're here. Because the server population is low, and it's easier to sync drop in. They pick the class of ship they want, and what I've done, and I guess I didn't get the kill, but what I did was change direction on that Leipzig because they've got like 10k torps. But 2 of them are gone already, and wait, are 3 of them gone? 3 of them are gone already. So it didn't work out for them. I told them bring more next time, but what they did is they drop synced in. They picked a submarine. You're not going to get many submarines at this time of day. A destroyer, and then a battleship, and then they threw in another destroyer, hoping to get this guy in. And they were elated when he dropped in. And I know what he said. Guys, I got in. I'm here with you. And they said, all right, William, we got this game. It's knacked. We got it. We did it. And guess what? We got a 9-ship field. We got 50% of the field because with the carrier, not a fighting ship. We got 50% of the field. All right, clan, easy win, baby. Easy win, say the Junos. Just united, not offenders. We got this game. And it didn't quite work out that way. But the reason we got a problem and declining server populations is due to stunts like this. It's due to letting these guys get away with it, Wargaming. They're not going to stop. I asked them directly, and they said, we like to play together. We're not stopping. So you can't shame them. Wargaming, you can't shame them. I would say it's probably like, for instance, a Trump voter. You can't shame a Trump voter. The Trump voter doesn't care about incitement to riot or abuse of girls or wars that were supposed to be avoided. They don't care. They're Trump. That's the same with the clans. These clans don't have an ethical bone in their body. They all talk the same talk. So it's going to be up to you. And here's your decision, Wargaming. You have to decide if in the decline, you're going to fix the decline by catering to the clans who are here and will always be here. And I want to tell you, these guys had 30,000 random games. 30,000 random games. And I'll show that to you at the end. That part I can show you. They're not going to change. And they've been here from the inception or close enough. But the players that you need to get here and keep here are the player base that aren't here with that kind of numbers, that are being driven away by the shenanigans of these clans. You're going to have to make a decision. Is it the clans that we're going to reward? Is it the clans that we're going to provide a forum for? Or is it the general player base? Are we going to rein in these clans? Because rest assured, they are not going to rein in themselves. I mean, I proved it. And in my response to it, in writing to Wargaming, I'll have the people that made the comments. I'll suggest them. I'll complain about the chat. It's not a complaint. They didn't swear at me. Oh, they were polite in their defiance. They said, "Oh, have a nice day," because they don't have any intention of stopping it. And they're not the only ones. Same thing with the Wookiee clan and the clan commander. And he said, "Well, I just don't see why they can't play together." Well, Wargaming, that's up to you. Are 3 clan members in a 12-member random field, is that an imposition? You've said no, and I think the player base agrees with you. Are 3 clan members in a 6-man field excessive? A 6-ship field? And if you have a 6-ship field, shouldn't your matchmaker change the spawning rules? It can be done with programming very simply, so that only 2 can get in. 2 would be more than enough. That's the issue. And then when it comes to drop syncing, you've got to remove the drop sync clan nick. You can't let 4 or 5 of them in. If they could have their way, these clans would put a 12-member clan random game in. And that's just the fact. If they could. So I didn't post this to show a great game. I played a strategic game. I went to the side of the map that I thought I needed to go to based upon my ship type. I was determined to take out the destroyer, especially after I saw it was Juno clan. I raced back to my zone to stop a take because we only had a carrier there. You think the carrier could take care of a zone taker, but that's not always the case. Then I came back to find the battleship that was spamming from behind a rock. So that's going to be the game here. And skip bombers do work pretty well if you catch a ship broadside. I did not have expert. I had a level 2. It was a very low damage game, and I only made a lot of that damage late. But let me look at the detailed report. I did sink the lob. Very low damage. My most damage was here. I like to look at my rounds. Not even 50%. HE. Ooh, even worse. Not a good game. Not a good game. But on team score, I was second. But like I said, that wasn't by guess. It was a lot better than the Just United Not Offenders. This was actually their top one. That was the guy I killed. What did he get? First blood? Yeah, first blood. So let me show you what Drunk Sailors statistics show. They were 76.2% to win the game. And it was based upon, well, they had a burn that was pretty good too. But it was based upon the overall rate of the Junos. The Ismail has a great rate. So did the T-61. You can see in the specific boat, they're very high. But you know why they're high? It's because they're coming in like this. Cannonballs had never been in the sub before. That's a submarine. And I don't believe he's 58%. That's the boat. I think this guy was 51% cannonballs. And then William Bly was the other one. Okay, he was rated at 57% overall, 54 in the boat. I want to tell you, coming in alone, I believe these players would all be in about the 51%, even less for a couple of them, 50% players. And that's the advantage of clanning in a division. But you can see this was a 9-ship field, and it's patently ridiculous to have 4 clan members in a 9-ship field with one of them being an aircraft carrier. And I want to show you by the way, Drunk Sailor, your stats need to include the total number of random games, because I want to show you that real quickly. 21,000, 19,000, 32,000, and 30,000. We had a couple guys with 10. This was me. Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous that they can come in with that kind of experience into lower tier. This was a tier 5 and 6 game. Would they come in? This was a 6, this was a 6, this was a 6, this was a 5. I'm just analyzing that in regard to the sync drop. Yeah, I think that ensured a better sync drop coming in with a class lower. So very cagey sync droppers. So there you have it, Wargaming, and the basic World of Warships Discord population. This is the kind of thing that Wargaming needs to make a decision about. Do they cater to the clans? Do they allow the clans to do whatever they want and club the general player base? Or do they favor the general player base for overall game fairness and the heart of World of the Warships, which is the random game? That is the heart. And make it fair so that the teams are not, this team had a 76% chance of winning. We had a 23. Now, I don't know who decimated them on the other side, but I think it's likely that I was our best player. Not necessarily, but Wargaming, you have a decision to make. Is it the clans or is it the player base? Choose this day whom ye shall serve.